Summer camp is just around the corner, and with the pandemic impacting programs over the last 2 years, many families may be sending their kids for the first time. Today, we're talking with Janelle DiGenvittorio, a nurse practitioner at CVS Minute Clinic, about how to make sure the kiddos have a safe experience. Janelle, hopefully I did not butcher your last name. Thank you so much for being here.
No, that was perfect. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, it's our pleasure. So there are obviously a few steps that parents should be taking. I know first you're recommending to get a physical and see a doctor. How come?
So a lot of camps will require a camp physical. They'll provide a form for the patient to bring. The Minute Clinic is one of the places you can get a sports physical completed. We have 23 locations in Connecticut, and the provider will look at your past medical history, do a complete physical assessment, and make sure that your camper is fully healthy to participate in all the camp activities. We also can do COVID testing, especially coming out of the pandemic, and there's been a recent spike in Connecticut. And if your camper needs a return to activity note or a negative test, we can provide that as well if it's indicated.
Obviously, a great part of summer camp is that it's in the summer. The weather's usually beautiful, the kids get to go outside, but this year it's predicted to be a very severe tick season. How do we prepare our kids and make sure that they don't come home with a tick bite?
Absolutely. Like you said, it may be another severe tick season. We're in an endemic area, as we all know. The best thing to use is a insect repellent. There are a lot of products on the market. A lot are natural that have some essential oils, but the most effective and strongest thing to use to prevent tick bites is to use a chemical repellent such as DEET. Also, if your camp involves hiking activities, I recommend that you wear long sleeves, long pants with tall socks and boots to prevent any skin exposure so the tick doesn't attach. That's also the best way to prevent poison ivy exposure as well.
All right, some good advice there. I also know sunscreen, water, both important things for the kids, but also many kids have allergies or maybe some dietary needs. Is that something to make sure you tell the camp ahead of time?
Definitely. So if your child has a food allergy or any sort of food special diet or special restriction, let the camp know ahead of time. Also touch base with them at the time that you arrive. The other thing, as you mentioned, allergies, is if they have an environmental allergy like an insect bite, such as bees, make sure that your child has the appropriate medication, such as an EpiPen. If your child's old enough to use that EpiPen, now's the time to remind them the steps to use it, or make sure that the camp counselor has access to that at all times and they know how to use it as well.
Some good things to keep in mind now so the kids enjoy the summer months. Janelle DiGenvittorio, a nurse practitioner at CVS Minute Clinic. Thank you so much for all your good advice. We appreciate it.
Thank you again for having me.